Hello and welcome. Today, we're diving into something really interesting called Koans for the chronically certain. This isn't your typical explainer where we're just laying out facts. Nope. This is more of a journey, one that's designed to gently, playfully question all the things we think we know for sure. And this quote right here, it just says it all. The whole point isn't to walk away with a handful of solid, permanent answers. It's about leaning into those fascinating moments where our certainties start to, melt a little. So let's get started. For this journey, think of yourself as an intrepid explorer. We're about to venture into what this piece calls the delightful muddle of maybe. Okay, so what in the world is a koan? Honestly, the best way to think about it is like yoga, but for your brain. It's not some riddle you're supposed to solve. It's a paradoxical question, and its only job is to stretch your thinking and maybe, just maybe, create a tiny little crack in that solid wall of what you're so sure about. And this is absolutely the key, so you can just relax. There's no test here, no right or wrong. The real goal is to trade that pressure for an answer with a much more powerful, much more curious, interesting. It's all about the experience, not some final destination. So how do you actually use these things? Well, the instructions are refreshingly simple. First, you just ponder a koan whenever you feel a little too sure about something. Second, and I absolutely love this part, you write terrible answers. Seriously, the worse, the better. The idea is to play around, not to be perfect. And third, always remember that feeling confused isn't a failure. It's actually the first step toward a much deeper kind of clarity. Okay, let's keep going. We are now stepping into a conceptual space, a kind of mental museum. Welcome to the Museum of Maybe, the one place where certainty itself gets put on display to be questioned. Now, in this museum, the rules are a little different. Here, questions are actually more valuable than answers. Doubt isn't the enemy of knowledge, it's more like its partner in crime. And wonder is where all wisdom begins. But my favorite rule? Exit signs only lead you to more entrances. Every time you think you found an endpoint, it just turns into a doorway for a brand new question. And look at this breakdown, it's so powerful. Certainty is presented as a final destination, right? An exit sign, a solid wall. It's static, a state of knowing. But uncertainty, that's presented as a beginning, an entrance, a crack where the light gets in. It's the active, ongoing process of learning. It completely flips the script on what we think we should be aiming for. All right, now that we've got the lay of the land, it's time for the main event. Let's go engage with some of the artifacts in our museum. We're going to look at 3 different koans and see how we can play with them. Okay, here's our first one. What sound does certainty make when no one is listening? Just let that sit for a second. It's a weird question, isn't it? It kind of stops you in your tracks. And to really dig into that, you can ask yourself this. When you're sitting alone, in total silence, which of your certainties seem to get louder? And which ones start to fade away? See? It's a way to take that big abstract idea and make it personal. Let's try another one. Describe the shape of an unquestioned assumption. Wow. How do you even begin to picture that? Is it smooth from being ignored for so long? Is it spiky? Or is it maybe just invisible, right up until you accidentally trip over it? The prompt for this one is called Assumption Archaeology. How great is that? Your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to become a detective in your own mind, to gently dig up one of those foundational beliefs that you've just never really stopped to look at before. And now for our final exhibit. This one's a doozy. It's probably the most challenging. What's the opposite of your deepest belief? Now live there for an hour. Whoa! Just imagine really trying to do that, even for a few minutes. This koan leads us right to what the source calls the uncomfortable truth corner. What's a belief that's so core to who you are that just questioning it feels, really unsettling? The idea is to identify that belief, because that discomfort is often a signpost pointing directly to where the most profound growth can happen. So, after that winding journey through the museum, after wrestling with those questions, we've arrived at our final section. And guess what? It's a reward for all your hard work. So, congratulations! Just by coming along and engaging with these ideas, you have officially earned the title of Honorary Uncertain Person. And you should wear that badge with pride. It means you've chosen curiosity over the comfort of certainty. And with that amazing new title, you get some pretty awesome new rights and privileges. You now have the right to change your mind, the incredible privilege of saying, I don't know, the absolute freedom to be wrong, and maybe best of all, the pure joy of perpetual discovery. So let's end on this final thought. Don't ever worry about the questions you couldn't answer today, because every single answer you didn't find is actually just a door that you've managed to push open. And the only real question left is, what are you going to discover behind it?